Well, hello there and welcome back to this episode of the Social Media Magic Podcast. My name is Brittany Verlenich. I'm a content strategist, social media manager, total marketing nerd, and the host of this show. And I am so glad you're here. If I could do this virtually and if I had your consent, I would give you a big hug and say how happy I am that you're here with me because I am just so thankful and grateful that I get to do this for my job, that I am a professional yapper. I still can't believe it when I think about it, but when I'm doing coaching sessions, when I'm helping you plan strategy sessions, when I'm creating content on social media, when I'm creating my podcast episodes, my YouTube videos, I can't believe this is my life. And when I think about everything I'm into, like social media and travel, and I get to do these things for a job, like what? What an amazing time to be alive. And by the way, not just for me, there is nothing super special or inherently different about me that you can't do. Everything I'm doing, you could do. Now, I know if you're here, though, you're probably like, Brittany, I don't want to do all this stuff. That's why I need this help. Well, I just want to quickly say before I go into the meat of this episode, because in this episode, I'm going to be talking about how to grow your Facebook group in 2025. I know it's not 2025 yet, but trust me, it will be here. I can already hear the whispering of Mariah Carey on the wind. All I want is you. I can hear it coming. I know the stores are just dying to start playing it because they want to hit those Q4 sales. And I couldn't believe it, by the way, when I saw Halloween decorations in Walmart. I want to say the beginning of August, especially here in Arizona, y'all, because it was still like 106 degrees outside. And I was like, why? Not even just 106. I think it got up to 115 for a couple of days and like 111, 112. And I'm just like, oh, I'm so over it. I can't wait for it to be cooler. And it's coming. It's happening soon. In fact, it might already be cool by the time this comes out because I record these in advance. So we'll see. Okay, let's get back to it though. We're talking about how to grow a Facebook group in 2025. In the last episode, I answered the question, is Facebook dead? And I know that's something that many TPT sellers, many Etsy sellers, many online business owners in general have been asking, is it still worth my time, energy, effort, and attention to learn the platform of Facebook, to figure out the culture of Facebook groups, to start a Facebook group, to run a Facebook group, to grow a Facebook group, which by the way are all a slightly different set of skills. We'll talk about that in a minute, but is it worth it? And I will also say there's a little bit of a mindset thing there. If we just waited to start something when it was worth it, that's kind of like the employee mentality and mindset. I am not going to go work for you unless you pay me. Nothing wrong with that. In an employee and employer relationship, that is the whole relationship. But not starting anything for your business because it's not paying you yet, it's kind of silly. And I mean that in the best way. It's just that, like, of course you're not making money from it yet. You haven't started. You haven't taken the time to learn it, to get better at it, to refine your skills, to craft your message. So I want to give you a little bit of encouragement that if you've been running a Facebook group for a few months or even a few years and it hasn't been going the way you want to yet, first, actually, let me address the years thing. I have often heard people say, I've been running a Facebook group for years. And my first question, if I'm being sassy, it's like, have you really though? And what I mean by that when I ask that is like, okay, how much time out of those years have you really dedicated? Is it you logging into your Facebook group once a week, not seeing any engagement, and then immediately getting like upset and huffy and then not going in your Facebook group again for 2 weeks? Because I've done that. And I realized when my engagement dipped, like, wow, I only have myself to blame because I'm not in here. I'm not managing the culture. I'm not creating the standard. I'm not creating the content. I'm not connecting with people. Of course they're not going to do it for me. And it's not because they're being malicious. It's just because they've got stuff going on. If you don't choose to stay top of mind wherever it is and on any platform and any kind of marketing, then of course people are going to forget about you and your offers. So no matter what platform you choose, you have to commit to it, even if you don't make money from it. And I will say and argue that every single platform and asset that you have online can make you money, either directly or indirectly. Let me give you an example with Facebook. Facebook pays me directly. I am in their creator program, their bonus program. On my Facebook profile, I was able to get in when they had the beta of inviting creators to get a professional dashboard. The reason I say that is not to make myself sound super cool, because I'm not saying that. I'm saying I don't want you to get frustrated if you try to go into your Facebook dashboard for your personal profile and you don't see that option, because sometimes these platforms will roll out features to only a small test group and they're looking for certain behaviors, right? They look for maybe quote unquote super users. I've just found that I tend to get like usually the second, third wave of features. I'm not usually the first. I don't have millions of followers, but I'm very active on there. And I do think that they take that into account, whether it's algorithmically or they're hand selecting people, I don't know. But don't get frustrated frustrated if I ever talk about a feature and you go into your platform, no matter what it is, Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and you're like, oh, I don't have it yet. That's probably why. They're just doing some A/B testing, or they want to get the bugs worked out before they open it up to the whole public. But that said, Facebook directly pays me. I make money every month. It might be as little as $5. It could be as much as $30. I think the most I made was $40 or $50 a couple of months ago. And it definitely is seasonal, but it's also directly related to how much content I create. And this is specifically a Reels bonus. So the more Reels I make, and by the way, I do have this connected to my Instagram account for my travel account. So it's a Facebook personal profile with a professional dashboard connected to an Instagram creator account, but I do have some business tools on there. So again, just a disclaimer, I don't know if what I have is completely normal or if they just gave it to a test group of people, but when I connected my Facebook personal profile with a professional dashboard to my Instagram creator account, I've made it so I can cross post. So if I post from Instagram, those Reels come directly onto Facebook. You also have the choice, by the way, as of September 24, I don't know when this will roll out for everybody. I don't know if it will be rolled out to everybody, but you also have the choice that instead of having your Reel post to Instagram independently and Facebook independently when you post it on Instagram, you have the choice of your Reel showing up on Facebook, but as an Instagram Reel. And it's kind of hard to explain without a visual, but when you're scrolling Reels on Facebook, if you do that, you might have noticed some will say like follow on Instagram or connect on Instagram or something. And then when you click on it, it takes you to the Instagram app. It's a great way to get people from Facebook to come follow you over on Instagram if that's a goal of yours. But usually I tell most sellers, don't even worry about that unless you're really going to more of like a teacher influencer model where you're really trying to grow your following. Facebook actually has amazing tools for conversion, but basically it's just thinking about how people are finding you and then where you want them to connect with you. If they find you while scrolling on Facebook, do you want for them to continue to follow you on Facebook or join your Facebook group or whatever, or do you want for them to come follow you on Instagram? There's no wrong answer. It's just, what do you want? The question is how to grow your Facebook group in 2025. And that is one way. It's thinking about, how do I want for people to find me? So I will give you an example of that really short funnel. The way I have it set up is that when I post on Facebook, it's a completely separate Reel. That is partially because I want to get paid for the bonuses on the Reels bonus program, but it is also because under Reels, you can leave a comment with a link. Now, I would not ever try to put a link in a caption. That's not worth it. People don't always read the captions on Facebook. Honestly, they're reading them less on Instagram, unless it's like a carousel post. I'm finding that's why I'm doing like shorter captions for most clients. But if I wanted to get people to join my Facebook group, one way to do that is to create Reels consistently on Facebook and then under the comment say something like, do you love to travel? Come join our teachers in this group. And I would usually try to have some kind of like little like dust your shoulders off thing right there, like join 5,000 plus teachers in my travel group. It's like, oh, there's already people in there. So it kind of builds authority. And obviously you can't say that until you already have a group that's reached that critical mass, but you don't have to say that in the beginning. If you're starting from zero or not as many, you can just say, come join this group if you want to, and then get X result. I actually just think of one really good example, Adrian. And now I'm thinking about it. I think I'm going to actually ask her to come on the podcast. So to be determined, to be continued, to see if she can talk about what she just did with her Facebook group because it was so brilliant. She ran a summit about Google tools and tips and things you can do with the Google apps, and she ran it in her free Facebook group, which is so smart. Basically what it does is it engages people who are maybe in the Facebook group and forgot about you, forgot about your brand. So that is one benefit, but it also brings new people to your Facebook group, right? Because now anyone who registered from an ad or from someone else's audience who was another speaker, they register for the event, and guess what? On the welcome page, on the thank you page, in the emails, call to action, come see the live trainings in my free group. By the way, I have a membership all about this called the Group Growth Journey. If you have a Facebook group you want to join, every single month we run a unique campaign. And when I say unique, I don't mean like hard and complicated. It's usually something very simple. That's why it's a low lift membership. It's not a big ticket item or anything. The membership, it's $9 a month. It's really affordable, every single seller. But basically it's just running a campaign, a really simple campaign. And what I'm really doing sneakily is I'm teaching you the art of launching. That's really what I'm doing. I'm helping you grow your email list. I'm teaching you the art and the skills of launching, but I'm also helping you grow your Facebook group at the same time. So you can come and join that Facebook group membership, and I'll make sure I have information about that down in the episode description, down in the video description if you are watching on YouTube. And that is one of the monthly group growth campaigns, is just putting those comments on your Reels. And the great thing is you can save that text. You don't have to rethink it every time. You can save it in a Google Doc. You can save it in the notes app of your phone. Click note, open, copy, paste onto the comment, and have people come join it. And then once you start having some reels get some traction, then you could even pin it. I don't always see the option to pin. That is maybe just a weird tech glitch, and I've seen it like differently on desktop than on a mobile, but you can pin it towards the top if you have that feature on Reels. So that's one way to grow a Facebook group. And honestly, the different methods and techniques, they haven't changed that much. It's just really getting creative with where are you showing up? Where do you want to connect with people? And I'm guessing because you're here, because you're watching or listening, you have a Facebook group that you're trying to grow, right? That's my guess, my hope for you. So that's one way, is by putting the link in your Facebook Reel comments. Another one is by making sure that you have your Facebook group links in every single bio that you have, which may seem really basic, but the reason I say it is because I often don't see it. Especially when I'm doing account audits, when I'm helping clients and onboarding them, I'm looking for all this evidence that they have a Facebook group, right? And it's hard to find sometimes. So ask yourself, do you have it in your Instagram profile? And in case you didn't know, you can actually have up to 5 links on your Instagram profile, at least for the creator and business account. So make sure that you have that set up on Instagram. But you can have more than 1 link now. Now, on the actual profile itself, there is only 1 link that is like listed on your profile. But when you go to click on that, you will see that you have more. So think about that. What links do you want to have? And then do you want for them joining your Facebook group to be the first call to action? I do think that's worth considering, especially if you don't have many lead magnets up yet, or you haven't really actively been list building, you don't have any long form content like a blog, podcast, YouTube channel, or live show, then you can just have them join your Facebook group. It's a super easy lead magnet. It's really not a lot of work for you. Now, I do recommend best practice is to have a freebie that is specifically and exclusively for your Facebook group members. I think that is best practice. You have it in there. Part of the new member onboarding experience is that they get that freebie that really aligns with the purpose of the group. But if you just need to start scrappy and from scratch, then just do that. Have your Facebook group be the main call to action on your Instagram links. So you have it under the Facebook reel, you have it on your Instagram bio link. You should also have it on your Facebook profile bio link. If someone is looking at their mobile app, I've noticed it doesn't show up as a live link. However, if I were to go to the desktop version of my Facebook personal profile, I can definitely see it there, and it is clickable. It's just very simple. You just get to see, oh, that's the group. And I have a line that says, come join blank amount of teachers who love to travel. It's very, very simple, because really the whole point of that group and that brand is community, right? We're driving traffic and awareness of our events and group trips and meetups and retreats and things like that. If it was on my TPT page, I would say, come join my Facebook group for 3rd grade teachers, or whatever it is. It's really the same. And if you don't have that clout yet to say X amount of people or whatever, just say who the group is for and what it's about. Just keep it really simple. And don't underestimate the placement of your links either. If you have not yet gone through your TPT products, your Etsy shop products, whatever you sell, and I know that rules are a little bit different on Amazon KDP, think about how you can lead them from there to your Facebook group. Now, if you have a lead magnet or a call booking link or something that you want to prioritize ahead of your Facebook group, that's totally fine. Have them do that, and then on the thank you page of whatever they opt in for, then they come and join your Facebook group. And that is also going to be a place where they hear about your YouTube videos, where they hear about your new podcast episodes, where they read your new blog posts. It kind of becomes this little container for all the different long form content you have, if you have it. And if you don't have long form content, that's okay, because you can create content there in the group. And in fact, you can even use what people ask and what people say in your Facebook group to give you content ideas, especially as the group grows. Another way is just by doing a monthly group growth campaign, or even a weekly one. A weekly one can be as simple as scheduling a post that happens every single week on your Facebook business page, on your Facebook personal profile if you're using that, on Instagram if you're using that, whatever platform, or it could even be a video. And every single week, remind people that you have a Facebook group. I like to do this with my Instagram stories, and I don't really have a set time when I do this, but on a pretty regular basis, I will go on my stories and I will just say something like, this person just shared this thing. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. Check out this grant. You need to know about it. Come join my Facebook group to find it. Like, you need to see this post. So I'm selling the free, right, that I mentioned in another episode by Faith Mariah. You need to get them interested, not only in you, not only in your offers, but also in the free content. Why should they spend their time and their energy and attention there? Because those are our types of currency too. And then really the age-old things of building community. How can you make your Facebook group feel like a destination? I actually have an episode all about that, about making your group a true destination where people want to go and be and spend time. There are several Facebook groups that I am in regularly, almost daily. Some of them are daily. And it's because I know if I have a specific question about that topic, it's going to get answered. I know there are experts in that group, or maybe we all have a shared goal. I am trying to get a couple of websites into Mediavine, which is an ad network that rewards bloggers with a certain amount of traffic. I know I talked a little bit about the travel blogger journey here too, but it's not just travel blogging, right? It's like now I have these B2B offers too. And I want to monetize those as well. Like, why wouldn't we try to income stack and monetize the actual platforms themselves? So when I'm in those Facebook groups, I feel really heard. I feel seen. I feel like they understand me. I don't have to explain myself because everybody that's there is on a similar journey. We all get it. So how can you instill some of that into your Facebook group? And honestly, that's going to be timeless no matter what your platform is, especially if it's a nurturing platform. How can you make it so that people not only come to the Facebook group for you, but that they come for the community? And I will say that the style of Facebook group or type of Facebook group makes a big difference here. Like if you want to grow a publicly facing Facebook group, that's going to have a very different strategy, one that's not private than one where they have to answer some questions and then get approved to join. Or if you have a private customers and clients only Facebook group, that's a completely different strategy. And I do recommend looking into that if your purpose is different. Like if you don't want that to be a place that you grow and kind of towards the top of the funnel, you want it to be a place where you only share updates or sales, that's fine. And I will be sure to link an amazing course by Elizabeth Goddard. She's the author of that course. It's really great. It's the exact strategy that I follow for my customer and client only Facebook group. And by the way, when you book a session with me, when you join any of my memberships, when you buy any of my products or courses, even the low ticket products in my TPT store, you get to come join it. It's all about list building and doing exactly what we're talking about now, because that's really what we're doing. I don't just want you to go on social media and waste time. Any platform, Facebook or anything else. I want you to go with intention. I want you to know what your goal is. Our goal on social media, we have a couple, but we have priorities. Our main priority is to get people to our email list. That is number one, because the email list is the asset that you actually own. You don't own Facebook. You don't even technically own your group, which is stressful for me, to be honest. If Facebook disappeared tomorrow, I would be sad. But just because I know that, does that mean I'm not going to exploit and use the platform as much as possible? Of course, I'm going to use it. And I think you should too. I think you should use every single thing available to you, because social media, at least for now, they're trying to charge us, but for now it's free. And there are so few opportunities now to use free social media and marketing platforms to get your message out there. But ultimately, no matter what the social media platform, no matter what your niche or your business model is, it comes down to being able to know the answers to these few questions. Who are you here to serve? What are you offering them? And what makes your product or service so different or unique? And what makes you as the creator or service provider so different or unique? What makes it so that people should listen to you? Because we're not just selling the products themselves or even the message or the offer. We're also kind of selling ourselves, our brands. Even if you don't have a personal brand like me, like I have Brittany Villanich all over everything. If you have a store brand, right? Your TBT store or something like that, why should they come to you over going to ChatGPT? And you might hear that and think, well, it's so obvious why you wouldn't do that. But we need to explain to them. We need to show them why. Many teachers don't mean, by the way, when they're sharing resources with other colleagues and things, they're not usually doing it to be malicious. Some of them just don't care, but it's often because they don't know. So you have to be the one to tell them. We have to educate them. We have to kind of put ourselves into the minds of our customers, and that comes with knowing them. And once you know them, you will create better content, you will create products that sell better, and you will just get better at marketing because it will feel more natural. It won't feel so forced or weird or icky. And ironically, that comes with social media. Social media is the perfect playground for you to play with your messaging and figure out exactly what you want to say and to whom and what products are going to be best for that. And having a Facebook group is a great place to start because you don't have to be great at short form video. You don't have to be able to take stunning photos like all the aesthetic stuff on Instagram. You don't have to be clever or witty or cutting your videos all short like on TikTok. Not that that's always in, right? There's going to be editing styles. But the point is, one, you should definitely consider having a Facebook group. And I will have an episode coming up soon, if it's not out already, asking that, should you have a Facebook group? Because it's different for every single person. But no matter what the platform is, and this is true for Facebook groups too, in 2025, and it'll probably be true forever, is that it comes to you knowing your audience, knowing your products, but also one more, knowing yourself too. What do I want to say? What do I want to create? That can seem like a selfish way to look at it, but I promise you, if you have not thought about this business being long-term yet, you are eventually going to get to the point where you said the same thing 50,000 times. And you're like, I don't know how I can creatively say that math facts shouldn't be memorized, right? I'm not saying I believe that, but I'm just saying that's one thing you might believe. You do have to get creative. That's part of our jobs as creatives, is to be creative, right? To create products, to be creative about communicating them, to saying why people need them. So it's part of your job to figure out how to communicate those things. And that means you might have to say the same thing 50,000 times. And while you're practicing what you want to say, you're also learning the tech, right? You're learning about how a ring light, right? I didn't always have that, but look how much better. Actually, I'm going to show you how much different it looks. Now I know my webcam does a weird light adjusting thing, but look, without this on, like, I think it makes a pretty big difference. And it depends on the time of day too, right? Certain times of day, it's like, wow, stark difference. So these little things that you just pick up over time because of practice, the way that you present on camera, the way that you stop doing vocal flubs. I don't say or like as much anymore. I still do. And it definitely comes out more in interviews with people because I get so excited in talking with them. But when I'm doing my solo episodes, it's almost nothing. When I go to Descript and I'm editing my episodes and I do this remove filler words thing, I see way fewer now than I used to because of practice. So that will come with any platform. And with a Facebook group, it's all about creating community. I'm also going to say something maybe a little controversial here. We have to move our online businesses offline. And what I mean by that is if you are meeting your people personally, even if you are not a personal brand, I'm just saying in general, if you are willing to host meetups, retreats, group trips, and I'm not saying you have to be travel focused, right? There's mostly online business owners here, but the more 3D you can make what you do, the more it's going to feel more real and the deeper your relationship is going to be with your customers and clients. That's kind of like the feel-good reason, which is also a true reason because we're all human beings, we're all people. But then also with my strategy hat on, the more deeply connected you feel to people, the higher your customer lifetime value will be, which means they're going to spend more money with you over time because now they know you, they like you, and they trust you. So I would challenge you to be thinking about that. And actually that is part of my group growth framework, kind of giving you a little hint there that if you are willing to do what other people are not willing to do, you are going to have the results that other people will not have. That is just the truth. It's always been the truth. If you find yourself procrastinating, you're not creating content, you're not going live, you're not posting in your Facebook group because 1, you don't feel like it, 2, you feel like it's not good, 3, you're not seeing results. What's the point anyway? I hear these things all the time. You have to ask yourself, am I committing to this? Do I see the potential in this? Is my future me going to thank me? That's one I think about often when I feel like not doing something. Think through these things, see how you feel. And as always, I'd love to hear from you and talk about Facebook groups with you. If you're not in the group growth journey, you should definitely come join. It's a very low ticket membership. But if you want your Facebook group to be set up for you, if you want to hand off Facebook group management and engagement, you don't want to deal with it. You're like, can someone else grow this for me? Yes, we can. Me and my team would be happy to do that. You can look at my offerings on Fiverr. I'll be sure to put some information up on the screen for you to check out there. If you just search Britt Verlenich on Fiverr, you'll find me and see my face there. And my YouTube covers are very similar to my Fiverr gigs. So that's another way for you to tell that you found the right person. Or you can just message me on Instagram and we can talk about something that will fit your needs, your budget. And yeah, let's just have a conversation like humans. We don't even have to get on camera. We don't have to do a whole Zoom thing. We can just talk in the DMs. Happy to do that. Thank you so much for watching or listening to this episode of the Social Media Magic Podcast. If you haven't already and you're watching on YouTube, can I ask you a favor? Can you hit subscribe? I'm trying to get to my first milestone of 1,000 subscribers so I can qualify for YouTube ads. That would mean the world to me if you did that. And while you're doing that, go ahead and like this video. And then when you subscribe, click the little bell. That way you never miss notifications of when a new video is posted. I would just so appreciate it. And of course, if you have any questions that you're happy for the public to read, you can drop them in the comments right here on YouTube since you're already here. Thanks again for being here and we'll talk soon.